Welcome everybody, Music Firsthand live streaming showcase with comedians interviewing musicians. I'm so excited to be here. It's our 15th show and we keep going because of your likes and shares. Thanks so much. I'm Chris Petrafka. We're here in Austin, Texas, which is the best place to find the best musicians. And I'm super excited because I'm back with comedian Becky Jo Neal from Esther Follies. So welcome back.
Oh, thank you so much for having me back.
Of course.
I'm super happy to be here. It's actually the only time of the week that I can talk to people without paying my psychiatrist to do so.
Yeah, because you don't get paid much.
No, not at all. But actually, I'm really excited to be here because this is my second show. The first one was with Minds of a Different Kind last week. If you missed the show, you can catch it on YouTube. Share. They were amazing. Yeah. They were incredible. So please check that out. Your likes and shares on this video will mean a lot to them as well. Please, 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 please pump in some questions.
Yes.
The weirder, the better.
Yes.
Please. Try and out-weird me. I dare you. I dare you.
Double dare.
That's actually the real so please, without any further ado, please welcome the Wheelwrights.
Yeah.
Woo.
7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, 2 rings upon 2 fingers. That's 10 years on and 2 keys, 2 different doors. Well, a month ago, sitting down to read a letter. Someone who said she didn't love you anymore. In a sense, I know that I never loved you. In a sense, I never loved you. Not the way you wanted me to. And well, I hope you'll get back on your own, dear. 'Cause you know I can't go on loving you. Well, it's getting bright, but the porch light is still burning. And the pots and pans are left from the night before. Just sitting staring out that kitchen window. Just hanging on the words that won't let go. 'Cause in a sense, I know that I never loved you. And in a sense, I never loved you. Not the way you needed me to. And well, I hope you'll get back on your own, dear. 'Cause you know I can't go on loving you.
Totally can't go on loving you. No,
Can't.
I just can't.
Wouldn't if I could.
Correct.
But I tried my best. It's not going to happen.
No.
Hey, you guys got the new album out, which is great.
We do.
I
We
love
do.
it.
New album dropped this year. It looks like that. If you are in a store somewhere and haven't noticed it, please buy it.
The vinyl.
Yeah, vinyl. We did a vinyl. We did a digital release. We did, CDs for those of us in our age range who remember what CDs are.
Yeah.
Pretty dope.
And actually, the album was like not just one thing that we put out, but it was a series. It started out as a series of singles over.
It was every month, right?
Yeah,
For a
it was
year?
every month for.
I can't remember.
I know it was forever.
It was a single a month for a year, and the reason we did it that way is because every track has we sent it off to an artist, right? So we had different artists of different mediums: photography, painting, woodworking, all kinds of weird different things and cool mediums. And so every song went out to an artist.
Yeah.
We gave them the lyrics and stuff. We were like, if you fucking hate it, please send it back to us and just tell us you don't want to be a part of the project. But luckily, nobody returned it. Go ahead and pull it out.
Yeah, let's
And
see
then
it.
Because it comes with a book.
It comes with art.
We-
It comes
That's
with
so
true
awesome.
art. We
So, I don't know.
care. We try because we care. We lose money because we care.
Yeah.
No, we
Yeah.
put a lot into it. It
That
was
is
really
a lot of effort into
it was
that.
a lot of
I'm just
effort.
gonna like. Can I just?
Yeah, let's
Just
do
flip through.
Yeah.
Just flip through.
Please.
Because I think
We have
I'll be-
For you
photographers.
kids at
Yeah.
home, you kids at home, if you're curled up in bed right now, it's bedtime stories with Anna.
That's
Yes.
right. That's right.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a
There
time,
was a
people were
song.
sad and scared of death.
And so there was a
that's
band
why
who
they
wrote
wrote it down.
One.
13 songs all about death.
All
Some of your
about
songs
death.
do some, I love the lyrics. They are
Fear.
sometimes a little dark at times.
But-
Yeah, it's got some
You
moments.
I
know,
love it.
all of these things. We got like photography. This is like your cousin who does graphic design.
I got Jeff Rogers up in New
This
York who
is-
does some graphic
I
stuff.
just these are gorgeous. These
How-
are
how
done by
did
Emma
you-
James.
And how did that process? You just sent out a note and kind of said, "Hey, we want some
So
artists."
we,
to
luckily,
participate.
we've all, we're old enough to where we all have
Nikki
friends who do
Davis.
this kind of stuff. And so we reached out to our friends who are really talented artists. I mean, Nikki Davis, who's in Houston, who's a muralist,
Yeah.
who's done things for
Did
the
the-
Houston Zoo, and he
Yeah.
did stuff that's been featured in Houston Magazine when the floods happened. He did a great mural that all of you should go check out.
City
Like,
block
yeah.
size murals.
Like
Okay.
huge, cool stuff.
So he did
So we
this
reached out and we just said, hey, we're creating an album and we want it to be kind of like a multimedia art kind of thing because, what's the value, right? Like in this day and age, it's like, cool, if I can't download it, then why do I care? Well,
Correct.
so we were like, what's the value
Yeah.
in what we're producing if it's just us? We want it to be us, we want it to be the music, we want it to matter, but it's
Right.
like when you involve other people and you make a sort of a consortium and like an artist collective where everybody gets to add their voice.
Yeah.
It becomes more than what the four of us and the three of us have done,
Yeah,
I don't know. It
That's
just
one way to
becomes
use a
something kind of
smoking
cool.
circle. Like if I could use my immediate pop friends for anything,
That's it.
it would be for providing the artwork for
Just
my album.
push
That's
it
amazing.
forward.
No, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
so awesome. That is
And
really incredible.
We can't neglect to mention like Seth does. I mean, he put
Seth
Yes,
was like
right,
the,
I was gonna
the
say, like,
graphic
one of the
designer. So
definitely.
he not only was one of the artists who's featured on one of the songs, Anti-Meridium, but he also
Really
did the
put-
layout of all the artwork. He was
Wow.
the guy who designed everything that went to print and did.
Did
So-
Seth
So-
do that?
So thank God for Seth.
Yeah, that was good.
Thank God for Seth. He also created this really cool light box that we didn't bring
And
tonight.
he also
but
plays all the
it's worth
instruments.
mentioning.
He
It was
also
great.
plays.
Every
Yeah, really
last
impressive because I was talking about this on when we had Fair City Fire on here, and afterwards we get to have dinner. So a lot of you, and if you ever want to come down and hang out with us, you can. But afterwards we hang out, we get a chance to chat with the artists, and we're talking about the album, right, and what's happened over time that you lose that storytelling that used to be so important, right?
Right.
And the artwork that came with the album covers, man. So I was so excited when I came across the story. Man, we knew we were going to have you guys on here, and then it was like, oh, this is really badass. You guys have put together this entire album with all the artwork. I mean, really
Yeah.
cool.
To me, that's what's
Very
missing
impressive.
these days. I mean, like, there's great music. I'm not saying there's not. Like, there's great music
Yeah,
out
absolutely.
today. There's a lot of stuff. But like you said, what I grew up on and what it used to excite me,
Yeah.
it like cheesy stuff like The Wall. Pink Floyd. It's not cheesy, but Pink Floyd, The Wall.
Yeah.
Like, I loved it because it was concept. There was artwork that went along with it. It
Yep.
was a whole package. There was a movie I could watch
Yeah.
whenever I smoked cigarettes.
Absolutely, yes.
And it was one of those things that it made sense to me that we could bring together a lot of different artists and make something bigger than ourselves, because I think
Yeah.
that's where there's value, right?
Well,
Like we can write music if we want to, and that's great, and we love it. Obviously, that's
The-
what we do.
The whole point of why this works is like that connection.
Right.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
It's
and
community.
so that is that.
It's
Great.
broadening. Like, we want a community within us, and then we were like,
Let's take it.
how
on
much
further.
bigger can we make it? And honestly, at this point, there was 12 different artists, really,
There was.
that worked with us. And so, I mean, the four of us plus 12, I mean, there's 16 people
Plus
Yeah,
the three
plus the
different
three
studios.
people who helped us
Oh,
record
yeah.
Three different
studios,
studios.
which we used, and that created this group of almost 20 people who helped
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
put this thing together.
Hey, yeah, it makes me think too. Why don't we do just an introduction too for a lot of our viewers that
Yeah.
are here? And viewers, please send in your questions online. Claudia's working social right now, and she'll send us the questions. But we'd love to just do a quick introduction so they get to know you. That's a big, important part of this show.
Sure.
Sure. I'm Seth Grunenberg. Play pedal steel, guitar,
Favorite.
banjo.
Yep. I'm John Michael Rogers. I play guitar, mandolin, not tonight, but I promise I do. If you ever come see us live, I'll play everything.
Yeah,
Sing some.
we'll let you know.
I'm Anna Larson. I play things that have keys, and I sing.
And that's JJ.
And that's
Placencia.
JJ. Oh,
JJ.
Upright bass and cello.
And cello.
Cello.
We'll do the lip reading later. He just really said some really intelligent stuff.
This is all editable, right?
I wish you'd heard it. It was
That's right.
This is going to be edited in post.
It's all live, everything that happens here. It's all DIY.
We're trying our best.
That's why I'm reaching for the chicken head. I'm just
Yes, that's right.
cover it up.
Oh man.
We sent out 2 questions. We posted like 3 questions last week. Did anybody vote on any of those questions you came up with?
Nobody voted, but I still would like to come back. Before we streamed earlier, we were talking about the overwhelming fact that every human being I know as an adult has wet their pants as an adult. At least one time. At least one time as an adult. Okay, like someone can pretend that they haven't, or they have a friend. Don't pull some.
Don't posture for Facebook, Seth. You know you've done it.
No, I haven't.
BS. Okay, so Seth is about to tell us about the last time his friend urinated on himself in public. Please, I want to know. That I'm not the only one that does this. I can't be the only one. This isn't a therapy group for me.
Is it just
His name's
is it
Jason
just in
Bearden.
public?
Tag him.
Oh!
Jason Bearden. Tag him.
We're dropping names.
We're tagging.
Oh.
But it's seriously
He
though,
works
one
with
of
the
the
chive.
Like ever on tour? Have you
it
ever
came
peed your
up.
pants on tour?
Yeah, it kind of came up as a serious question because when you're sometimes on tour and you're stuck in a bus for a long time, right?
Sure.
Or you're
on
on stage
stage
and you can't get off stage. Has any of that ever happened?
I've never been on stage that long.
I've never either. Yeah, we purposely play 25-minute sets all the time, just for pee
I don't
breaks.
know. I
you know?
mean, maybe
when you
I
get
just
to
have
a
a bladder
certain
of
age,
steel.
you plan
I mean,
this.
it's possible.
Maybe there's something. Okay, so we have actually used
I'm
this
the
entire segment to figure out there's definitely something wrong with me.
I think
I'll tell you what. I'll make you feel better.
I'm sure
This has
so.
nothing to do with
Please,
performance or
please.
music, by the way.
Please.
But I will give you my best. It's not even urination. I can go one step. I'll
Oh my
beat you.
God, yes.
Oh,
Ready?
We're
Great.
going to straight shitting our pants.
Best friend's
Oh,
best
God.
friend's wedding. I'll give you the abbreviated version.
Oh, yes.
Best friend's wedding. Get home. My wife had just given birth, so we had a baby at home, and so we were out of town to go to the wedding. She stayed home with the baby while I went to the wedding because I was playing, and I came home to let her go out with friends. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I got sick with said baby
Oh God.
at a friend's house, who I was staying with. I went upstairs to go to sleep. I said, I don't feel good. I'm going to go upstairs and go to sleep. And they said, we'll keep an eye on the kid. Baby, let's talk. It's like 3.5. Talking, concerned about your parents' age. Right? So not just like meat blob that doesn't know what's happening around them. Go upstairs. Baby comes down, lays down with me. I wake up in the middle of the night, start puking incessantly. Baby is crying. Are you okay, Daddy?
What's
Are you
going
okay?
on? Yeah.
What's happening?
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, I'm good. I'm just fine, buddy. Just go back to sleep.
This is one of life's lessons.
Right. This
Yes.
is a life
Uh-huh.
lesson. This
Yeah.
is something that's like
Watch
the
this.
therapist will have to dig out
Yes.
later. It's not something he'll remember,
Yes.
but someone will get to it with hypnosis.
It's under hypnosis.
So I go back to sleep thinking I'm good to go, and I wake up in the middle of the night with what was that? It wasn't a fart. It was not a fart. It was liquid hot tea, from what I could tell. And on my friend's
favorite, yes.
extra mattress on the ground. So 3 a.m, I got to take the kid, get him out of the bed, take the bed outside, burn it in the front yard.
Yeah, well done.
You know, figuratively speaking.
Yes.
And then figure everything out. Shower while also explaining to the child that everything's cool. Daddy's not dying.
I love that everything
In
is-
the morning, I had
yeah.
to tell the friend, please burn the mattress.
Yeah.
Like, just don't ever. There's no cleaning apparatus that
questions
exists
asked.
that can make it work.
So every part of that was literal except for the figurative burning of the mattress.
Other than the figurative burning of the mattress, that
yes.
was a 100%
Yes.
accurate portrayal of
So
the
see, these
moment.
questions,
Thanks for
you
taking
send
one
in
for the
questions
team,
because this is going
This is
south.
what
This is
happens
what
when
you
I'm
get.
in charge of the
Yes.
questions.
You just got less questions.
what
They were
happens.
like, we're not going to ask anymore.
No
more
right.
questions.
We don't
No,
want
all
honest
the
answers
all the
to
questions
things
have
like
been
this.
answered.
Panic.
So
There you go. So peeing yourself in public, child's
No
play.
problem.
Child's play. Fair. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Welcome to my world
Damn
of
it.
shame. And
Oh, I thought I would get some relatable, but no.
So let me ask a serious question. Then you guys had the debut album, right, which was a big deal. Was there another story?
good
Or,
transition.
are you going to tell your story about? Okay.
Did you have any peeing story?
I'm
You wanna
opting
read
out.
that?
I'm
JJ?
opting out of peeing.
Ever pee or poop
JJ?
yourself
Okay.
in public? Okay, fair enough. That's just
Ben,
me.
anybody from the? Okay.
No. All right.
Shaking his head.
Wow, that was an abrupt.
Okay.
Token. Yeah, there you go.
So, you guys had
for that or something.
the debut album, and now what's next, right? You've worked on this together, which can feel probably like a nice honeymoon period. That first year, the 18 months together, now you're a couple years now together, and probably what's happening
We've been
next?
playing together for a while.
Yeah.
A little bit longer than that.
Let's go with a couple of years.
Okay, we'll
Couple
go with
years.
a couple of years.
That
Sure.
sounds good.
Couple of years. That sounds good.
Okay.
A couple more than a couple.
What is next? I mean, we're writing some new songs. John Michael is going to have another baby, so I think that's what.
Wow.
Yeah, I've got a baby due
Congratulations.
on December 1st. Thank you. It's a third, so you don't have to say congratulations.
It's more like
a
Ooh.
life choice you've made.
Are you sure? Yeah.
But
No,
good
we're
luck.
We're excited. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, zone defense. Yeah, that's fun.
You're making
That's
up
fun.
rules.
That's different.
So funny.
No, we're writing more music right now, and honestly, one of the great things about being in the position we're in is that we write music for music's sake. Like none of us are relying on this as our career, or it's not. We love it. We're passionate about it, but we're afforded time to kind of let it take its course naturally. And this album was a really beautiful process, and we came up with some great songs, and we think. And we went and put them down, and we are giving ourselves time to kind of write some new stuff. And so playing cool shows, doing things like this is awesome, and kind of keeping ourselves active. But we're doing a lot of writing right now.
And you guys are huge fans of house shows,
Yes.
right?
Huge fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if anybody's got a house, we'll come play a show in.
And how do they get a hold of you to do that? Because there's a lot of viewers who really recommend booking them.
They
for
can
shows.
send us a email at wheelwrightsband@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or go to our website.
Go to thewheelwrights.com.
Yeah, I mean,
And come through Music
Yeah.
Firsthand. We'll connect you.
send us a Facebook message. I don't know, a smoke signal. No, all of the website's a good way to get a hold of us. Yeah.
And what's so special about doing those house shows, right? I mean, it's a totally different thing than going to one of the bars in
Well, I
town,
think
right?
the main thing is people are listening
Yeah.
to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
right.
played shows where there's been 150 people in the crowd, and not one person comes up to us afterwards.
What's that feel like as an
It's-
artist? honestly?
Pathetic.
I mean,
don't know.
help
It's
our
like,
viewers understand.
It's like being the glass in which the whiskey resides.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh,
there you go.
gosh.
Golly.
Good. Wow.
Yeah.
That was good. That was really
Yes,
deep.
so that's great. And,
Deal with that,
and then we've
Facebook.
played house concerts where there's 12 people, and every single one of them's engaged, and it's great.
Isn't that great?
That right there is more than we got with this huge crowd that nobody cared.
Yeah.
We get done with playing a song at a club, and you hear like everyone, whoa, and it's like a game on the screen.
Yeah.
We're watching like a football
Yeah.
game or something.
Yeah.
But
point.
when we finish a song in like a house concert, and you get, like you can like feel,
Yeah.
emotion in the air. It's cool.
That energy, right?
It's a different kind of connection. And, I think, Seth and I think Anna and probably JJ too have all kind of come up in a world where you play as much as you can live, and you get out there and you play the game, and, it's like paying your dues, right?
Yeah,
So it's
that's
just
right.
a lot of like painful shows where no one gives a shit, and you're just getting, you're the background noise for their night of
Yeah.
shots and trying to hook up, and that's that. You
Yeah.
know? And we did that in this band too at the early stages. We used to go downtown and play shows at Rainy Street and do the thing, and it was fun, and it was a lot of crowd and stuff like that. But literally, we've had house shows where there was like 10 people there, where we've made more money and gotten more people on our email list and more people who buy albums and give a shit and talk to us
Right.
and have come back to other shows
Yeah.
than we did at those
Yeah.
shows that we played with 150, 200
Yeah.
people, on the
Where-
patio at
And
some
they-
Rainy
they
Street
care.
bar. And it's because people care. People go to those things because they're looking for music.
What
Yeah.
is that similar with being a
Yeah,
comedian?
I was about to say, like, we were talking about this the other day, like, why the comedians interviewing musicians thing is a super kismet kind of thing. Because, like, when you do your own stand-up, or you're performing your own material, or you're just representing yourself as a comedic entertainment unit, it's similar to the way that, like, y'all are, like, on stage or in a house, like, performing exactly who you are as performance artists and exactly who you are as musicians. And so for someone to sort of like just like yell at their friend Melissa over the bar over you
Yeah.
guys talking, it's
Right.
like hella disrespect. Like, I'm not doing this. Yes, I'm doing this mostly for me, but I want this to be about you. But I want you to look at me.
Engage, damn it!
I want you to like,
Engage.
come on, like whack, like just in your head, just backhanding people in the front row, like shut up and listen to this. Like I did this for you. Like it's a very terrible feeling to like try to like put. You're just like, here's my heart. Do you want it? No, you're gonna buy. Oh, you want a kamikaze shot? Cool. All right, cool. Like I'm just gonna set this here. Maybe you'll pick it up later.
Well, and I have so much respect for.
It's fine. Just put it back.
That's fine.
And comedians have to do it alone. Like at least we have.
Yeah.
Like I can be like,
There's
oh,
safety
the
in
people were
numbers.
booing. It was probably at Seth or Anna, not me.
That's right.
I nailed that part. You know, like
They were booing
when
you,
you're
it's
alone.
for you.
Yeah, when
That's
you're alone
right.
on stage, it's like that's just me. That's
And
yeah.
that
So
house show mentality is so like that. I mean, you can't go to a good comedy show and it be like unless they're
That's
like
right.
Dave Chappelle or somebody like you can't go to like some huge venue and watch comedy. You can't go to some huge venue and watch an intimate, amazing band that has a small group, like not even a small, like a dedicated group of fans that like actually gives a shit about the product. You can't see that in a 4,000 seat house. You just can't see
That being said, if somebody wanted to pay us a whole lot of money to pay and
Yeah,
play
we-
in
we-
a
we'll accept
$4,000.
$4,000.
Happy
Well,
to
and I
do
think
that.
that's the thing that kind of motivates what we do and kind of our philosophy as a band is that when you get rid of the idea that it's about stature or success
Yeah.
or like financial gain or whatever, and you only choose the things that speak to what we're talking about, where like you're putting yourself in an environment where what you're creating matters, and that's the actual focus of the moment, right? So like as a comedian, instead of like, yeah, you can go play when you're Dave Chappelle. You can go play, you know, Staples Center, and everybody's
how
paying
many
attention.
times did they
But how many?
come?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
How many times?
So it's freeing to not have to worry about it being a financial asset to us and being something that we can literally treat as this is art for art's sake,
Yeah, it's not your
creativity
day
for
job.
creativity's
Yeah.
sake. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna pay our bills with what we do on the day, and then whenever it's time to do music, we do music for music's sake. And whether it's 10 people or 5 or 20 or 50 or 100, as long as it's the right environment and the right setting and the right thing that matches for who we are and what we're trying to do, we'll say yes and we'll do it. And if it's not, we won't. And we've turned down shows that were,
not the right.
you know,
Isn't
good
that a good
money or
feeling?
good crowds, and it just wasn't
great.
the right fit for what we were trying to do.
I think
you
that's
know?
smart. I would love to see more musicians do that, right? And just,
It's a
turn
slower
out,
route, you know. It's a slower, it's a slower
You're being
route.
sincere to your brand and what you're trying to do. And
That's it.
let me give a shout out too to the Music House, right? Because I know that's been a recent
So that's
investment.
well, that's just the name of my piano studio.
Okay,
I mean,
right.
like,
But the
No,
house
don't
shows that you're
undersell it.
doing,
It's-
the house shows that you're doing.
So I've been teaching piano for a million years.
Yeah.
I'm actually a lot older than I look, so. And so I have started hosting some house concerts
Yeah.
at you know, just for like the other side of that. So we've had like one house concert so far with my friends American Dreamer,
Which is
who are
great.
fantastic.
They're coming up on the show in November.
Yeah,
Yep.
awesome. And we're about to have another house concert in November with a friend of mine named Deborah Heaton, and her name of her band is called Sonic Sprout.
Okay.
And I've been in a songwriting group with her for quite a while. And so I'm kind of alternating it. I started this idea from, I have a group of, I don't know, anywhere from like 18 to 25 piano students. And I want them to go beyond just like, okay, I'm going to play my, you know, lesson. I want them to see what it's like, what being a musician is really like.
Oh, that's great.
Because piano teachers aren't known for that.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all took piano lessons as a child.
God.
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't
Generally, we're known for cats. Being, cat. I do own a cat.
She does. Don't get it wrong. She owns a cat.
Cats
She's
being
acting cool
old,
right now.
Cats being old and having like blue hair with pencils held. I do hide pencils behind
So
my
red hair with a pencil and a cat is a whole new evidence.
But
it's not
so
cats.
I've got a little time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to
That's
grow into
good.
that.
That's it.
But I'm alternating, like having a guest artist come in, and then a couple days ago, my students, I set them up in like a house concert. I
love it.
conscripted my son as the house drummer. And
Oh, that's great. And so, so go to the Music House? Is that they go there on Facebook? They
yeah, the Music House. I'm on Facebook, and also musichouseaustin.com is my website.
Yeah, so definitely
So they
check
can
it
find out about learning how to play piano.
And you're
And
bringing-
then they can
And
come.
house concerts. And house concerts.
Yeah.
Creativity.
Yeah,
which is great.
that's
And
really
like, more important than just like learning scales.
right.
I love it. That is great. And
you
if you're
know.
bringing in bands like the American Dreamer,
Yeah.
fantastic. But hey, let's switch back to some music. I know the viewers who are tuned in here, they tune in, they want to see the Wheelwrights, and they're excited about the new album. And send in your questions online. Let's hear another tune.
It's a tune that's not on our album. distance, out all alone, out at the horizon, with the sky made of stone, oh, with the sky made of stone. That's where you'll find me. That's where I'll be. Oh, lift up your eyes if you ever think of me. Oh, if you ever think of me. When I hear you calling and I feel your hand, but only time will tell if we'll ever meet again. Oh, if we'll ever meet again. Cause I'm getting older and I can almost see that, oh, there's nothing left at all when this world is through with me. Oh, when this world is through with me. So don't you try and stop me. Don't you hold my hand. Oh, there's never time enough. Oh, time again. Oh, time again.
Ooh.
Thank you. That song was actually not on our album.
Not on the album.
Yeah, I was like,
You can find it though. I think you can still find it on Bandcamp.
oh, okay.
Yeah, we put out an EP, a 4-song EP, before 2015,
Okay.
16, 50, yeah, end of 2015.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
We put that out, and you can find that song on that EP, which is on Bandcamp.
And then you guys are on Pledge Music too, so let's make sure we mention
Yeah,
that. That's important.
so Pledge Music was really, I mean,
That was a
Pledge
big
Music is the
endorsement.
reason why we made this record. Pledge Music allowing us to present this to all of our friends and family
Yeah.
and make connections with new people. I mean, the thing that was really humbling about it is like just I don't know, this feeling of gratitude towards people, you know,
Yeah.
being so generous and just your friends and your family. Because that's mainly who it is that you know respond to the. I think there were some people who were like people that
we
didn't
sent out
know.
records with
Okay.
people we
Yeah,
had no idea.
but I mean,
Isn't that great?
just people saying.
Just like if it's 2 or 3 people, it's like
yeah,
it's so cool.
But just
Connected.
people saying like, yes, we want you to do this.
Yeah.
You know, yes, this is we want to put our support behind you guys and help you do. I mean, because you feel. I mean, I feel a lot of times like. Not in a vacuum necessarily, because you have people
cheesy,
that,
but you're being heard.
yeah,
Like you're
I mean,
literally being
absolutely.
heard. Yeah.
And you don't always know if people really appreciate what you're doing,
Yeah.
if they acknowledge that it's worthwhile for you to take the time
That's right.
to make something.
Especially living in a time where it's easy to just like watch it on YouTube. Like, of course, you can like watch how many views something has.
Yeah.
But like, is there a real quantitative way to figure
Yeah.
out whether someone actually enjoys your product or not?
Yeah.
It's very hard to figure that out when they don't have to actually pay for it or
Right.
Right.
really even
Yeah.
show up to see it.
Yeah,
like
when they literally buy the record
Yeah.
before it's out, you're like,
Right.
oh, all
But
right.
I
Right.
think-
Someone who cares.
I think the thing that's really cool. I mean, there's a lot of negative things, obviously,
Yeah.
about like trying to fight the likes and the share
Yeah.
and the whole, and
No
it's
shit.
just But some of the really cool things I think about making art right now at this moment in history is that you can take control of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right? We didn't have to ask anybody permission to
Yeah.
record this and put it together. We just did it, and
I did have to send like 5 haikus to someone.
that's true.
through the process.
That's
But,
true.
it didn't
That's
feel like
okay.
a labor. It was fun. It was good.
Was that part of the pledge?
That was
Yes.
the pledge. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could buy.
that's
I would
He actually
send you.
said
I would send you
7
5
haikus.
haikus. 5, yeah, 7, 5, and 7 on alternate weeks. Was the
Brilliant.
rule? Yeah, that was
Oh
the
man.
rule.
That's a haiku
So,
chip.
I mean, I
it
think
was a reverse. It was an inverse haiku.
I think there's a lot of reasons to be positive about making. I mean, this is one of these situations. I mean, seriously, like we're like
Yeah.
on the internet. We're
Well,
the
that's
future,
right.
The future's
We're
now.
able just to
Yeah.
do this here.
I'm going to
because-
get in my spaceship and fly home from this.
Yeah, we've got it right outside the patio here.
That's
Yeah.
the perk that you may not realize. We get
Teleport.
jetpacks,
Yeah.
jetpacks and spaceships.
It's like Dr. Evil's lair in here too, by the way. If you really piss me off, one button and you're like down to the
Sharks
floor.
with laser
Right?
beams
There's
attached to the
trapdoors
freaking
all
head.
over this whole room.
And I do have
Yeah,
sharks
JJ's
with
moved to
lasers.
different spots. Like he's double. Like he's got 2 booby traps
JJ's
to work
dialed in.
with.
JJ felt a soft spot in the floor. So
You
Yes.
know where the soft spot was at.
Oh no. Oh my god, that's good.
But yeah.
Okay, so if you guys are like, I love that your style is like very traditional, like Americana folk. Favorite karaoke song, please.
Ooh.
Oh man.
That's a harder question than anybody knows. That's a really
Criminal.
hard question.
Mine is "Criminal" by Fiona Apple.
Oh,
That's
good song.
genius.
Mine's like, Welcome to the Jungle.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh!
I have to warm it up. I can't do it. I can't do it right away.
Okay. I don't know if this is like my
tongue
favorite
show.
one,
Oh,
but this
man.
is my favorite moment in doing karaoke. I was singing "Isn't She Lovely," Stevie Wonder.
Oh,
That's
nice.
beautiful.
Okay.
I know
like
that's a
that.
little too like meaningful for karaoke, maybe.
still, if you were
but
feeling it.
That's
yeah,
right. You're the one in the karaoke room. Everybody goes, "Oh my gosh."
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that
Maybe I'll-
probably.
like-
And he too. Like, never. He's so great singing.
Yeah, Criminal's pretty good too. JJ, what?
Annoying.
I like doing Love Shack.
Love
Yeah,
Shack.
that's a good
Love
one.
Shack.
Love Shack, baby.
Got me a card.
I do too.
That's big as a
I
whale.
think we're about to have some karaoke right now. I
I
don't
would,
even know.
that would absolutely make sense.
I love that song.
JJ and I like to do "Criminal" and "Love Shack" at the same time.
Oh, like a nice
It's a
mix.
really weird
mashup.
mashup, but it works nicely. You'd be surprised at how well they kind of go
Well,
together.
they're from the 90s.
great.
so
Come
maybe-
see us. We'll be at Canary Hut now.
Aha.
I don't know what that was like a karaoke bar like 15 years ago in Austin. The place is probably
Where do you go today? Do you guys know?
I went to the Highball.
Egos has got a great one too.
They have the
yeah.
Satanic Temple room at the Highball, though.
Look.
You can like go in there and like sing karaoke under some scary.
Okay.
Like it's
Do
super
I- can I
weird.
even
I
plug
think
it?
I think you're just gonna have to reveal your.
No, it doesn't
Your
matter. It
secret?
doesn't matter.
Okay.
No, you know what's good?
Oh,
There's a
no.
place called Giddy Ups. It's on South
Giddy Ups.
Manchac, south of
Okay.
Slaughter on Manchac. It's a quarter the size of this room.
All right.
And most of it
No, I'm not
is
even joking.
without a wall.
There's mostly not walls. It's
yeah.
like garage door style walls.
Okay.
You can bring setups. It's one of those kind of places where you bring setups,
It's a DIY
It's
karaoke bar.
legit. It's a DIY. Yeah, you have to bring your own PA.
Oh my god.
But they got this one dude with a bunch of tapes, and he's just like,
That
He
is
doesn't
awesome.
actually work there.
no,
He's
it's
just
really, he
still
doesn't even
there.
work there. He's
Yeah.
just there. He just lives there.
He's just the guy with the tapes.
Yeah.
All right, all right, all right.
No, it's a good spot. Giddy Ups. I'm plugging Giddy Ups officially. That's my.
That's
official
the right
Facebook
thing to do.
stance.
Yeah.
All
Brought
right.
to you by our sponsor. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
If you want to
By our
hear,
sponsors over at
yes,
Giddy
Love Shack
Anybody
and
works at
Criminal
Giddy Ups.
mashup.
And Colt 45.
Go to Giddy
It has
Ups.
to be edited out, I assume. Yeah. Okay.
Everybody should have 45.
No, the Satanic Room is good. I actually work at the Alamo Draft House, so I.
See, wait, really? You
yeah,
do?
I do.
This happens every time we do this thing. I
Is
find
it?
somebody that knows somebody that I know from work. That's
Yeah,
how.
I know all
That's
those.
how
It's a
this
small,
podcast works.
small
Last
world.
time,
John
last
Michael knows
time one
everyone
of
in
the
Austin.
people like rented from my boss. Like,
Nice.
like that was the
That's
small.
it.
How did you all meet? How did it all come together?
Well, it's a fun story. actually.
Okay. All right.
So Seth and I played in bands together, like kind of what we'd call sister or brother bands or whatever. Back in the early 2000s, we were like in sort of punk, hardcore, prog, something, noise,
Loud rock and roll.
noise, rock and
Same
roll.
bands.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Bands, and so that's how we met. We were, in two bands that played a lot of shows together back in the day. Red River District. and-
Okay. Yeah. How long ago was that?
Like 2003.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
2003,
yeah.
2004,
Yeah.
early.
So
early
you guys have been for a
2000s.
while. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then we lost track of each other, and I moved to Houston and moved back and all this. And whenever I moved back, I moved in, and Anna is a neighbor of mine two doors down.
Oh.
So
wow.
she literally, like, our kids are like best friends and play football
That's
together
great.
every day and all that kind of cool stuff.
Yeah.
And so Seth called me, I think, is that right? Yeah, out of the blue, and was like, "Hey, dude, I want to play in a band." And I was like, "Cool. I've got 12 minutes a week that I can spare."
Yes.
So as long as you're good with that and
Hey,
never
in
caring
between
about making
shit
it,
and
like
bed,
as long as
I'm
you don't
all
want to make
right.
it,
Right.
I gotta clean all this up,
my
so I got lots to do.
I'm still burning a
You got a
mattress.
rag? Come over.
But that's what was cool about it was because I was like, I've got kids, you've got
Yeah,
kids.
okay.
Like, let's just do something that we can really do,
Yeah.
like vocal, melody heavy, and kind of acoustic style.
Yeah, he was
So-
like, he said like some keywords like Fleet Foxes and.
Yep.
And that was
He said some, and not that we are like that, but
But
just
that
he
was the
said some
key
words
word
that I
for
was
me.
like, that sounds right.
That's
where
sound.
we're at now.
Yeah.
And also the like time commitment, like we all got kids, like it's not
Yeah.
about like let's slam it out and play 5
Yeah.
shows a week
Well-
and send our records to labels and all this. It's
Well,
not about that.
Well, and what we actually did was we actually used a lot of like demoing songs at our house, sending songs to each other, to like work on when we couldn't practice.
Oh wow.
And just like
Fun.
there's songs that we've written completely before we've ever even played it as a
That's
band.
great.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll,
Did
I'll
you-
like record a guitar line, send it to her,
to
and be
me.
like, "Hey, here's some lyrics I'm working on. Let's like write this together." And then she'll send me some lyrics
Yeah.
back, and then I'll track
Wow.
some vocals, and then she'll track her piano, and then and then
Yeah.
before we know
Her
it,
and
we've
I
got a
just
song,
walk
and
together.
then
Yeah.
now we have to go
Like
play it.
weird science tracks.
Yeah.
Before y'all get
Yeah,
like, you're
pretty
just
much.
like,
Yeah,
we're
we've
gonna
done
build
that.
a
We've done that a
song.
few
It's the
times. We do that a lot.
Beautiful song.
The song we just played was pretty much done like that.
Genius.
That is great.
Yeah, because I like to write things on guitar, and I'm a terrible guitar player. So I'm like, okay, this is what I'm doing, and now y'all like actually do something that sounds good. So
Take these chords.
take
and do
these
it right.
chords and make it sound right.
There's songs that I'll write lyrics for, and she'll sing them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, or vice versa. So we don't really. It's not like
Man,
this
it's
is
great
my
chemistry.
song.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sing.
And
So
I don't feel like none of like lyrics. I think especially that people sometimes can get sensitive about, but
Yep.
not in this situation. Like nothing is too precious.
Nothing sacred. Yeah.
I don't think.
No, we'll
you
throw
know.
up ideas. I think we're all self-deprecating enough to be like, here's this idea.
Here's this
It's probably
thing, it's really
mostly
terrible.
crap,
Throw
but,
it out here.
But you also really trust each
But we
other.
trust
That's
each other.
like,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, you
it.
can make it out like, obviously it's like,
that's-
well, it's shit, but yeah, if someone
No,
tells
you're
us,
right.
like, no, it's great, you're amazing, and I appreciate you, and
No,
let's
you're
make
right.
this into something positive, like make it
Yeah.
into a
It's
song.
it's
Let's
more
do
based
it.
in trust. It's more based in and like both of them. Whenever we first connected, it was like I think my wife was hanging out.
So
with
this
the
is
friends.
what. So it was So I am a recovering classical pianist. I just like to say that. For the
Believe it or not, after
Oh
the
my
last
God.
podcast, I don't-
That's good.
And I mean, I already mentioned my piano teaching, whatever. But it was one of my kids' birthday parties, and y'all were over, and I hadn't known you guys for very long. And John Michael's wife, we were in the kitchen. She was like, "Yeah, I think he's starting some dad band. Something about
God
Fleet-"
bless her.
And
She
you
knows
know,
me so well.
she goes-
She knows me
she
so
goes-
well.
She goes something about Fleet Foxes, and I was like,
really? And I remember, like, I turned and walked across the house out into my piano studio. And I was like, hey, do you need a keyboard player for your band?
I was like, yeah,
And
maybe.
he was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah.
Well, originally too, because I actually
That is
play
great.
piano.
I volunteered
like
myself. I
forget the
inserted
last
myself.
song, but I actually
for
play
you.
piano too. And so when we
Yeah.
first got together,
He's
it
like-
was
he's
like
like-
I was
yeah.
playing some piano and stuff. When we were demoing some songs, like first time we ever got together,
Okay.
we were in this little tiny room. We were like, all right, well here's some, and I was like playing some piano stuff. And then I met her, and I was like, okay, well, screw the piano, because like this, she's obviously like, you know, she
Really
does what she
talented,
does.
yeah.
And so, yeah, whenever she said that, I was like, yeah, sure. And so she comes to a practice for the first time.
Oh gosh.
And we start playing. We're like, yeah, this is in D. And she just like ripped it out. And like
Right
Seth and I
into
just
it.
kept looking at each other the whole time. And I was like, my neighbor, right? Yeah, my neighbor. It's my neighbor. You're welcome. You're welcome.
And not to mention, Jada
Brought
does the
that.
same
Yeah.
thing.
I brought that. And JJ,
JJ
yeah,
is-
absolutely. So, and give the story on how you, I mean, this was like a luck of the draw,
This was a Craigslist ad, I think.
which is ridiculous.
Yeah, it
because-
usually doesn't happen. We've had,
No.
we've had a lot of
I
fun
think, yeah.
with Craigslist ads.
Yeah.
Is
We've had a
fun,
lot
is
of fun.
fun,
We've
is
had a
fun
lot
the
of
right
fun.
word?
Fun with
I'm
Craigslist.
not
We've had a lot
sure.
of musicians.
Craig fails.
Yeah.
Craig
No,
fails.
but the great thing about JJ is
Yeah.
he's so amazing at everything he does. And I mean, there's been
JJ, for this portion, we're going to talk about you like you're not here. Right?
Yeah, and I mean, I remember us
Think
playing.
about
He's
JJ. This
gonna
dude,
hide
JJ.
behind the-
I remember this one instance we were playing a show, and he usually plays the song on bass, but he didn't have it set up because he was playing a cello song, and we were like, no, let's just play it. And he was like, nah, it's cool, I got it, which is tuned totally different than that.
Yeah.
And he just played the song on that, and it's like, you can just throw him
went
in his
right into
mind.
it.
He's that good. He's amazing. Amazing. We don't have to tell him anything.
It's
He
okay.
just does everything great.
I was gonna
Like,
say-
JJ's
that's the
actually
thing
psychic.
about finding musicians and playing with people is, you know,
Yeah.
and at least I have a problem with it, I think, is whenever I hear things that I guess I don't like, I always try to like, hey, can you try this? Can you
Yeah.
try that? Try this when you're playing that part, and I've never had to say that to him.
No.
Like, you mean or any of these
Like he
people.
just
No.
gets
You know,
it.
I mean, it's just that's what's great about this. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
he knows exactly what he's
I don't
doing.
know if you can hear me, but I've actually. So I was in a band called Sixpence None the Richer.
So Sixpence and None the Richer.
Sixpence none the richer.
None the
The
richer.
song "Kiss Me" that's me playing bass on it.
From the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Shut up.
Yep.
Shut
This is
up.
like a flashback, wasn't it?
Total street cred right here.
So
Whoa.
I was
First time I
in
think I ever got
another
the
band
second
called
bass.
Plum, and so I've toured.
Plum?
I'm-
Been to South America.
Oh, wow.
Done music.
Here, you know, I'm raising kids, and I have a recording studio
Oh, wow.
down south. And
What's it called?
It's called Hot Pepper Studios.
Hot
Hot
Pepper Studios.
Let's give it a shout out.
And so I work full time as a musician. I help the church out with music there, and but this is just perfect for me to just come in,
Yeah.
Do a show.
just do a show,
awesome.
and kind of scratch my itch on some of these instruments. And
Isn't that the beauty of like just
great.
Austin being here, right? I mean, Nashville and other places
mean-
too, but this is just a great city where you can connect that way, right?
For
We're
real.
two doors down, somebody goes, I want to be in a dad band.
For real,
And-
right?
Yeah.
And then it turned into
And it, you
And
know,
dad
I mean, it was like a really big,
Big time.
life,
an expecting dad
life-changing
band.
Yeah,
thing
right?
for me. I think it like changed the direction of
Yeah.
what I was doing with music, what I was doing as a teacher, what I was doing writing.
And me too. I was like
changed it.
recording.
I was really into I was doing a lot of
sad
theater.
songs on my computer by myself, and like
closet.
That's great when it
Literally.
comes together because you kind
Literally.
of start thinking like, yeah, we just might just jam together and whatever. But like, and I mean this to say like it's a beautiful. That's a great story when it really comes together that way. And then you've got the supportive community. You
Yeah.
connect with other people.
Yeah.
And hey, with that note though, can we hear a couple songs?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right,
We can
let's
hear
hear
a
a
couple
couple
songs.
songs and send in your questions. All right.
Please.
you're still on my thing.
Oh yeah, I am. That's right.
And if you just tuned in, we're with the Wheelwrights.
The Wheelwrights.
Yes.
As the words they escape me, new ideas they evade me. It's easy to give up, to negate these silly musings, but I don't, 'cause it haunts me. What can I do? What can I say that hasn't been done, hasn't been said, hasn't been thrown away. I'm looking at you. Oh, what can I say? Oh, your beauty strikes me, but it comes out so cliche. What can I do? What can I say? It doesn't matter anyway. It's all been said a better way. Oh, my love, please forgive me. I'm trying to be what you're needing, but we're seeing nothing new. It's disappointing. What should we do? What should we say that hasn't been done? Hasn't been said, hasn't been thrown away. I'm looking at you, and I know I can't stay. All these pictures, colors run like rivers far away. What can we do? What can I say? Doesn't matter anyway, 'cause I still love you today. Don't give up, I still need you. Read your letters every day, just to keep the hint of us alive. But now the leaves are turning again. I can't recall the last look in your eyes. I don't want to keep spinning my wheels. So knock off the dust, kick loose the gears. I just want to keep moving on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice. We had a question online as well here. So, what is a wheelwright, and how did that get to be the name of the band?
Ooh, can I answer this one? I did so much research. A wheelwright technically is a woodworker who traditionally worked on wagon wheels, right? So back in the Old West
Makes
or whatever,
sense.
right?
Yeah.
Woodworker.
Olden days.
So cut to early wheelwrights days. When there was no name for the band, because it took us like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years to come up with a name for the band.
Actually, it
'Cause
should
it's a
take a long
horrible, it's a horrible process.
It should take
It's like
a
naming
long
a child, but
Yeah.
way more important.
Way worse.
Way more
I
important.
I was going to be like, but it's more important. I didn't say
Kids
it out loud.
can change their
The
own
people
names,
with
you know,
children
bands
said
are
it out
screwed.
loud. Yes.
So, yeah, exactly. I just made that okay. I made that acceptable.
It's deal.
No, so our drummer back in the day, a dude named Chris Brown, who is an amazing woodworker. The guy
Built all kinds
he
of cool
built
stuff.
skateboards and bicycles and
Whoa.
tags and
He has
crazy
like
apparatus.
he has a snowboard that he patented for like
Oh, yeah.
people, differently abled people to go snowboarding.
Yeah, they can like strap in
Whoa.
at the knee level and do these. So
Right.
anyway, this guy is it's amazing
And we
woodworker
practiced
Cool.
in his
in
shop.
his woodworking shop. So
And also
Go
though, the whole like wheel or circular sort of concept was going around in a lot of the names we were coming up with. It just kind of
Right.
seemed like this whole like, I don't know. So
cyclic, right?
Yeah,
There was a lot of
yeah.
cyclic sort of
Okay.
allegory going on. When we were coming up with different kinds of names, it was always like there was a lot of because we talk about life a lot and death and marriage and love and
Yeah.
all this kind
Sure.
of stuff, So
Just like-
there's a lot of cycles involved. But yeah, so we worked in this woodworking studio, literally. Like I mean, there was like huge saws and these crazy like vacuums for sawdust, and
Shake
I mean,
back.
literally
wood presses.
Yeah.
and he would bang
literally
wood.
were around a woodworking shop the
But
whole
the
time.
other thing that I thought of too at the time was that
think
like
you thought of the name, actually.
I
You
did.
did. You
Yeah.
did.
I did.
Anna gets credit.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll
nailed it.
take that. But like, I mean, I know that I'm playing a computer right now, but with the exception of this, like all the instruments that we're using are like actual instruments.
Right.
And also I feel like playing music is it's a physical activity.
Yeah.
It's something that you
That's
do
right.
Right.
with your hands.
Right.
And I mean, there's lots of different ways.
It's
to
a
do
craft,
music.
right?
It's a craft.
Yeah.
And the way that we're approaching it is like it's craftsman.
Hopefully.
I think so.
I think so
Oh,
too.
yeah, I
That
love
makes
it.
a
That's our
lot
effort.
of sense.
That's our.
And
That's
also
the
the
effort.
fact
Yeah,
that
that's the effort.
Seth
incredible.
also is like an actual, he like builds all kinds of shit.
Yeah, he built our like little wheelwright sign that we had. So we have this like light
Oh,
box
cool.
that has a W.
So I think it works on a lot of levels.
Made out
That's
of
what we're
wood
saying.
that he made. And
Well, yeah, it's very deep actually. Yes, I love it. It's
Yeah.
good.
I like that.
I mean,
Yeah, the car.
Sounds
And what was
pretty
his name?
good.
Let's make sure. We do.
Oh,
give him some
old
props.
Chris Brown?
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown,
yeah.
the Chris
Chris
Brown.
Brown.
Yeah, like not
Chris
the
T.
scary one,
Chris
but
T.
the
Not
Not the
nice
scary one, a good guy.
T.
Fire-
Really
Fireball.
Cool dude.
Fireball
Yeah.
Brown, yeah, Chris Fireball Brown, that's right.
Chris
He,
Fireball.
That's way better.
he has there was always a bottle of
I
Fireball.
would've trademarked
right,
it.
Really?
Right by his drum set.
Aw.
And since we're dropping names from
Hey,
early
we-
days, I just got to throw Steve Durham in too.
Yeah,
because
Oh,
Steve, because
gosh,
you're playing
Steve
his
was
guitar
great.
right
I'm
now.
playing his
Oh,
guitar.
nice.
Oh!
No,
Steve
so
Durham.
here's the deal.
No, seriously.
Steve was our bassist.
He's not on
back in the
Facebook.
day.
Okay.
He stepped
okay,
away.
he
He's a
steps
great.
in
He's an
sometimes.
amazing writer, and he does a lot of really cool work, and has also done a lot of cool musical things in his own right. And
And has
has
supported
is
us.
the most generous human being ever.
Seriously.
Martin, this is his guitar.
Yeah.
And how long have you had it?
At least 3
Forever.
years.
And he's been looking for it.
I'm not even exaggerating. 3 years.
So Steve, if
and
you're
every
watching
once
this,
in
he
a while, I'll
wants
write
to
him and
keep
be
it for a
like,
little
"Hey,
while
dude,
longer.
do you want your like super expensive Martin
Now, you know how
back?"
many times he's gone to the attic going,
And
"Where's
this
the
one
damn
time he was like,
guitar?"
"Hey, I think I'm gonna get that back from you real quick, if that's cool." And I was like, "Cool. When do you want to meet up?" And then he never wrote me back. And then it was like, and he was like, "Never."
And it's been a year since then.
Yeah.
Scratch
it's
that.
been a
Don't
Yeah.
tag him. Don't tag him.
Don't tag him. Yeah,
You know what?
exactly.
That Holy Grail
You
pedal.
can
is
tag
his.
him if you're
Absolutely
willing to
forgotten
fund
where
me
his
for a new guitar. Yeah. So God bless you, Steve.
Well, hey, we're out of time, I know. So we're so thankful that you all came on the show
Man,
tonight.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very
thank you
much.
for having us.
Yeah,
So much fun.
It's really important, and we do this to share this with the world, because we think more people should see these great Austin musicians that are working their asses off every day, and the kind of work that you put into it and the commitment. So thank you guys. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
It means a lot.
And so
Thank you.
Yeah. And thank you,
y'all.
Becky Jo.
No,
Neil.
thanks so much. This is so much fun. I can't believe you guys let me hang out for free. It's so much fun.
Wait, we had to pay. What's the
Shit. I wasn't supposed to disclose
Yeah, and
that.
speaking of which, they get paid. The team here gets paid so much. Hundreds of people working on this. That next week we're off, so there's no show. It's Halloween, so we're taking it off. We can't compete
Halloween.
with cute kids in costumes.
Yeah, you
We
can't.
actually are competing with the Astros game.
And that's true. And tonight, that's true.
That's true.
challenged.
It's game
But I'm
one.
sure
Who
everybody
cares?
just DVR'd it.
Yeah.
DVR'd that and watch this.
If you're watching the Astros game tonight, you're Bush League. That's what
Yeah. It should be on the Wheelwrights.
Game one.
Yeah.
At least in Halloween, you're competing with LCD sound system.
But hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Lisa House Photography is one of our sponsors. Thank you, New Standard Manufacturing. They make these really soft shirts that I'm wearing. So if you need merch, please reach out to New Standard Manufacturing. We're off next week, and off the top of my head, I can't recall the week after that. Maybe Nicole Wagner. She's coming up here pretty quick. So we're pretty excited about that. And so, hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. We're going to have this posted on YouTube in 4 or 5 days. And please like and share, because it supports the musicians. It supports this show. We're a group of volunteers. Thank you, Claudia. She's been running the social all night. She's over there dripping in sweat.
Thank you.
Keep it going.
Thank you,
Still
Claudia.
looking fabulous.
And the ever incredible multimedia Mr. Interweb, video, audio, Benjamin Allen Levy has been running the sound, so thank you. Yeah. Thanks everybody. Have a good night. Good luck, Astros.
Goodbye. Ghost Rose. Ghost Rose.